Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is 9 o'clock here on Tuesday. What is today? Yeah, Tuesday, January the 6th, 2026. I do know what year it is, at least today. This is the First Alert Weather Show at 9, as I said, and we are going to be talking a little bit about our storm risk for the end of the week. I am watching your comments here on the 14 News Facebook page. So if you have any, you can throw them in, and I'll check those out in just a little bit. We have expanded the risk time for severe weather from late Thursday night into Friday. So technically, I guess 2 alert days, but basically it kind of straddles overnight Thursday into Friday. Again, the risk is very, what we say, conditional, meaning everything's going to have to come together just right to get severe weather. But, you know, it's going to be windy with rain and some thunder possible. In the interim here, we have a cool night on the way, down to 38 degrees or so. And then tomorrow, we have a little cool front coming through. That'll pull us back into the mid-50s for Wednesday. And then we go right back into the mid-60s for Thursday and Friday. That'll be just a couple degrees shy of records for both days. The Storm Prediction Center did change a little bit on their outlooks, and so for Thursday, now this is for Thursday night, we have a level 1 or marginal risk that covers Illinois. It touches our westernmost counties, so Wayne, White, and Gallatin. But remember, these are just lines on the map. We could have strong storms anywhere in this area. The rest of the tri-state outlook just for general thunder. So there's not an expectation of severe weather. And then on Friday, that whole thing kind of slid more to the south as we thought it could. And now it doesn't include any of the tri-state areas. So just to give you kind of the overview of what we're expecting, the warm front will lift through first. That will happen on Thursday. Wind should start to pick up as that cold front presses in. Our pressure gradient will tighten. We could see winds, 20, 30 miles an hour or stronger. And with that will come then some thunderstorms in little clusters and groups perhaps later on Thursday night. Widespread severe weather, probably not. Any severe weather, well, we can't say zero chance, but it's a low probability at this point the farther east you go. And then back into Illinois where the dynamics are a little better. We have a pretty strong upper level or low level jet up here that's going to help kick those storms off. Now we're looking at overnight, and you see still a few little straggly bands of storms possibly moving through, and then a reignition down here to the south and east of the tri-state early Friday morning. And then everything gets shunted out by the cold front, and that's where you see your greater risk for storms there along the Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama borders there, and Mississippi borders to the south. So I guess to sum it up, the timing is continuing the trend a little bit earlier, meaning, after 6 p.m. Thursday, we would be eligible maybe for a few thunderstorms, and that will continue overnight Thursday into Friday. The trend has been more southerly, meaning the main threat for severe weather is drifting a little more to our south, down over Tennessee and farther down. My confidence on this one's still pretty low. We're lacking a couple of things. We don't have a lot of CAPE instability, right? And I'll show you these graphics in just a couple of minutes. We do have pretty strong winds aloft. Shear will depend on the positioning of the jet and the cold front at the time it comes through. That's one of the conditional threats that we have, because if the stuff doesn't line up, it won't happen. Yesterday, I showed you the machine learning model. This is the CSU MLP out of Colorado State University. Again, it uses AI to look back at what we call analogs. There's similar situations, and then it kind of lumps together a best probability or best case scenario given the elements that would be in place. And so yesterday, it was a very broad area. Outlook for possible severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center yesterday had it over western Kentucky and down to the south. Now today, as a contrast, it's still not working. I do not know what is wrong with that scene. Well, anyway, today the area has shrunk and moved east and gotten much smaller. The Storm Prediction Center adjusting accordingly. Storm Prediction Center looks at the MLP just like everybody else does, but primarily the Prediction Center uses hand analysis and really granular analysis of the maps, and that's why their maps look different than anyone else. It's also why we tend to trust the Storm Prediction Center. It's actual humans down there doing the work, but we are using the AI to help when applicable. Dew points are going to climb on Thursday night and Friday. We could see that dew point maybe in the low 60s. 60s kind of the threshold for a better chance of storms and severe weather in this case. But the maximum dew points kind of get just right at or behind the cold front, at least in our modeling here. And again, that would be a timing issue then where things aren't quite lined up for the maximum risk. Wind gusts, at least as forecast here on the GFS, are picking up pretty healthily there Thursday afternoon and evening. You see 30, 40 possible. Again, these are gusts, not constant winds. And then the potential energy, and this is what I was talking about before. Not a whole lot of it showing up here, either late Thursday or early Friday, at least not in the tri-state. It's way down here around Memphis, and then it does move up into the area by 11. But at that stage, the cold front should be to our east, so you can have all the cape in the world, but if we don't have any lift to go with it, then probably not much is going to happen. I think everything will be shut down there then by afternoon on Friday. And finally, the low-level jet. This is winds at 850 millibars, which would be about 5,000 feet off the deck. And brown on this map shows the stronger winds, and red, of course. And you see a little kind of a jet streak here coming up Thursday evening and then passing over the tri-state. Now that could act to enhance some of the thunderstorms that do get going, but again, it's going to have to line up right for that to happen. So the bottom line, and we have this supercell index as well, also kind of staying well to our west and south, again coincident with those SPC risk zones. I don't think I have any. I have the tornado risk in here. Again, back to our west and northwest for Thursday night, and then pretty much nothing over the tri-state through Friday. This hour by hour gives us a little tighter view of how things should shake out. I'm expecting sunny skies by tomorrow afternoon, followed up by clouds returning Thursday and some scattered showers then during the day, and that will continue on into Thursday night with a few thunderstorms possible, and then into early Friday morning with that line then possibly developing here in the southeast as it's moving out. After that, we start to cool pretty quickly, only up to 52 on Saturday, 39 on Sunday, and then next week we have high temperatures a little closer to the normals for this time of the year. Right now we're at 48, which is still pretty mild. The normal high this time of the year is 42, so we're a little off on that of normal. We're down to 47 this morning and hit 63 this afternoon. 65 was the record from, I believe, 2008. So our temperature change, not dramatic there in the last 24 hours, but our low and high temperatures were both greater than 20 degrees above the norms, which is not usual. So that means for the month now, today is the warmest day of the year at 63, and we could even see some mid-60s there at the end of the week. Still no rain. We are waiting for that to arrive Thursday and Friday. So that's pretty much the roundup. Just short term here, the driving and commuting tomorrow will be fine. It'll be a little cool in the morning, mid-30s, and then up to around 30 to 55 or so in the afternoon. The national map, pretty quiet. We have a system moving across the Great Lakes, mainly kicking up rain instead of snow, which again is kind of unusual in January. With our high pressure moving across the Gulf states on Wednesday, Thursday, that pretty much kicks up all that moisture. And as I showed you earlier, the cold front will be the focus for some of those storms late Thursday and early Friday. GFS model is a little lower resolution, so it kind of paints with very broad strokes and is not very specific on where stuff is happening at its greatest intensity, other than the yellow you see. And the point here is that it kind of mirrors, or it's the overview of what our finer resolution model, the graph, is showing. Much colder then for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, as we get back into a northwesterly wind at first, and then southerlies take over again to get us back into the mid 40s, upper 40s Tuesday, Wednesday next week. The Europeans kind of a head scratcher this time around. It does agree on rain Thursday night and Friday. As far as severe potential is concerned, we don't have those parameters. At least we don't have access to them, I should say. They are available. We just don't have access. But it also keeps the rain around earlier in the day on Saturday and wants to bring in some rain on Saturday and snow Sunday. Now, the GFS is not showing that at all, nor are many of the other longer range models. So we're going to keep the weekend dry despite the European model's signal right now. 37 degrees tonight with partly cloudy, 56 tomorrow for the high. The 7-day forecast has those 2 alert days, but again, a qualification here. This is very late Thursday and early Friday, and the risk is conditional based on if things can come together. So it's not it's what we call a non-zero threat, but it's low unless those elements do come together that we talked about. The temperature outlook going up through the 20th of January pretty much puts us back in the normal range, and it still looks like it will be a dry January here, so we may worsen or prolong drought conditions across the tri-state. Our pet pick tonight comes from Shelley Allman. This is Mary, and Mary's wearing a bow tie, and I commend you for getting a cat to wear anything. Collar, bow tie, hat. I think there's a hat on there too. No, that's the back of a chair. But anyway, good looking cat there. Kind of looks like Betty, my old cat, used to look. All right, let's see if you have some questions here. And we'll get to the bottom of those, hopefully. Got a few questions in there or comments. Let's see. Is there a storm in Evansville? Well, not now. There could be on Thursday night and Friday. And our concern is, if everything comes together, a couple of them could be strong to severe. Zach Seeds, is Evansville expecting widespread severe weather for Friday and Thursday? And what are the main threats? We still can't really nail down the main threats. I mean, I would, just based on experience and the setup, I would expect damaging winds and hail would be the main with possible tornadoes. But we still are in that range where it's almost impossible to say with any kind of clarity what the threats are going to be. I think by tomorrow we should have a much clearer picture, certainly for Thursday and hopefully for Friday, for what the mode will be and the timing and all that kind of stuff. Suzanne Daly, hope we don't get bad storms. Yeah, I'm not wanting bad storms either. Ricky Brown, thanks for what I do for the community. Well, you're welcome. Goes with the territory, right? Everybody's, likes some warm weather out there today. Let's see. Laura Gray's in Dawson Springs. Patty Miller's on. Good evening. Can we have Can we have days of weather like today? Well, it'd be nice if we could choose, but the best we can do is cope, right, with whatever comes down the pike. Speaking of that, we have wind coming up on Thursday, Friday. So if those are your trash days, you'll want to anchor down the trash can because it only takes about a 28 to 30 mile an hour wind to dislodge a trash can, especially if it's not full of heavy trash. And did you know that for a human being, and this would be 175, so those of us that weigh a little more than that, it would take some more wind. But at 67 miles, it could knock you, at 67 miles per hour, can knock you off your footing. And even a car, a smaller car, can be moved by 90 mile per hour winds. Typically in tornado ratings, when the survey crews go out, I think the wind needed to flip a car is like 135, but just moving a car perhaps off the road if you're trying to drive would be 90 mile per hour winds. That would be the equivalent of an EF0 or 1 tornado, somewhere in that range. So anyway, we do have some wind on the way at the end of the week. Just be forewarned. And William Raleigh wants snow. We're lacking by 2 inches. Yeah, I know we're a little bit behind the 8 ball on snowfall this year. It's very early. Today's only the 6th of January. We have March the 20th or so is the first day of spring. So we still have a good 2.5 months to try to get that snow for you, William. We will put that on the request list. That is if you don't get drowned out here by thumbs downs. Although a lot of people have said to me they miss snow, they want the snow. Keeping in mind, of course, this time last year your power was probably off from the ice storm. And I can't remember if we were I don't know if we were broadcasting in here yet or if we were back in the old room, but we had lost power at my house. So this was like the warmest place to come here and do the streaming show. I want to thank you for turning out here this evening, and I hope you'll watch us on 14 News at 10. I'll have hopefully better updated information by then. Last night I got enough frames of the later run of the GFS model that we could look then and give a little more focused idea of what was going to happen. That last night, that was kind of indicating this earlier into Thursday and then Friday scenario, but more southward. So anyway, we'll have that information for you on 14 News at 10. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Have a good night. I will see you then.